playing as Ghost can be pretty nerve-wracking if you don't know what to do. And even if you do, there's no blueprint. Until today. Hi, my name is SigSoWavy, your gamer OG, and here are 5 tips for playing as Ghost in GhostBusters Spirits Unleashed. This video has been brought to you by Game With Okay. There appears to be a lot to do when you're playing as Ghost. So, break it down. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Tip number 1, haunt one room at a time. Haunting and focusing on one room will give you a baseline, and that's important because you need a starting point. It's easiest to haunt the room that you start in because you're already there. Fully haunting one room will boost your overall haunt level on the map. But how do you haunt a room? Easy. Start haunting objects. Try to haunt objects in clusters as well, because the more area you cover in a room, the faster the haunt level will rise. Also, when civilians are in proximity of objects that are haunted, their fear level goes up, and that only contributes to the chaos. But we'll get to civilians later. Tip number 2, don't make rifts a priority. If you can move them around, do so if it's safe. If not, don't worry about it. Ignore rifts that are under attack unless you're confident that you can intercept. Remember, rifts are a priority, not your main priority. Instead, pre-plan. Pick up a rift and place it in hard to reach areas. If a rift is under attack, you can take that time to harass the Ghostbusters. But remember, play it safe. I'd rather give up 1 rift than 2, if you catch my drift. Side note, sliming the Ghostbusters adds haunt level. So if you can get multiple of them down, go ahead and do that. Also, take that time to sabotage their proton pack. But remember, play safe. Trying to win the long game. Tip number 3, hide to haunt and haunt to hide. Your greatest asset in this game as a ghost is your stealth. Use your ability to hide to confuse the Ghostbusters. Haunt items and hide by haunted items. Yeah, that was a mouthful. Haunted items confuse the PK meter. And if you're hiding by one or behind a Ghostbuster by a haunted item, yeah, that was a lot. It'll confuse him. He might go for a PK blast on a haunted item because you're next to it. You want to bait out as much as that stuff as possible. Remember, PK meters go on cooldown after a blast. Learn how to object hop. Object hopping is the ability to go from one object to the next without being seen. It'll leave a wisp, but you won't be exposed. And if you can get away with it, they will never even see you. Send them on a wild goose chase. Tip number 4, don't neglect the civilians. Make sure you're giving those bots the treatment they deserve. See what I did there? Bots? And they're bots? Yeah, sorry. Basic attacks on civilians knock their fear level up. The fear stat colors are blue, yellow, orange, then red. Additionally, if you charge your attack with Q before you auto attack, you'll get an empowered hit. Remember, you can only do this from inside an object. Some Ghost empowered hit knocks 2 to 3 levels off the civilian. Some go from blue all the way to terrified. Terrifying civilians make them bolt for the door, knocking over any Ghostbuster that attempts to step in the way. You get overall haunt bonus on the map if they leave, so take a chance to do it. I also think we tend to forget that we're playing as a ghost and running away as natural, but you can phase through people. You can phase through civilians and Ghostbusters, and it stacks haunt. Also, Ghostbusters can overheal a civilian if they're already in blue state and give them a bonus shield, so watch out for that. There are a few ghosts that also have abilities that specifically target civilians. Use them wisely. Remember when we were talking about objects being haunted? If you're haunting a room and you have haunted objects in there and you are currently in the room that's having a haunted objects, you'll get a bonus. Before we get on to the 5th and final tip, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate you. Or at least give it a like to help with the algorithm. Algorithm. It's a funny word, bro. No. Algorithm. Tip number 5, use movement to your advantage. You have a ridiculously huge advantage when it comes to movement. Movement and verticality as a ghost are your bread and butter. Move around the map as freely as you can. Too many games that I play that I see a ghost that's just traveling along the floor. Bro, you're a ghost. You don't need feet. Get off the ground. Use your verticality especially to avoid combat situations. Think of ways around the map that Ghostbusters normally don't have access to. This is not Call of Duty. For instance, entering a room, flying upwards, and immediately doubling back on the second floor. Remember, as a ghost, this is all about wasting time. And as far as movement goes, this is your wheelhouse. If you're having trouble as the Ghostbuster, here's 5 tips and tricks that you can use to defeat the ghost. I got you, all the way around. Once again, my name is SigSoWavy, your gamer OG, and I'll catch you on the next wave.
Let's go.